Hi and welcome again to my channel. If you're new here, this is an oracle general reading for collective, so please take what only resonates for you. Messages that I got was something about I was seeing the movie Legend with Tom Cruise, that cult movie with Tom Cruise and a cult. It's not about the cult. It's like a cult film because it didn't have any big success in the box office. Tim Curry is also in it. Something that's going to be legendary. Something that's going to be maybe a legend. Either legendary or a legend is going to have relevance. And when I was burning my incense and I was calling my protections, a little bit of it fell in my hand and it burned me. So something about a legend that has to do with burning, or there's going to be a legend that's something to do with burning. In whatever way you want to take that, those were messages that came to me while I was shuffling my cards. And I wasn't thinking about anything. I just kind of zoned out and I was listening to meditative music. And that's how that came to me. Ooh. We're definitely dealing with some past issues, something that we're focused on, or some type of energy that's making us focus on the past. We're going to find out. It's definitely past energy because we got past frequency and south node in this reading. Double past energies for sure. And I said we could be talking something about maybe a legend. So typically legends are stories from the past that are like folklore or whatever. Okay. So that's weird. Okay. I typically don't take reversals of my oracle cards, but one of them came in reverse, and I'll keep that in mind for sure. I will keep that in mind. Oh, wow. On the bottom of the deck is abracadabra. Number 34, which breaks down to a 7, which is all about learning. It can also be very spiritual. A 3 is all about creativity and communication. And 4 is all about stability in your foundation. Something that we are manifesting, creating magically, wielding very creatively with a lot of stability, and we're doing it very from a very strong place of wisdom, being very you're being like in a scholarly way, because 7 is all about someone who's got a thirst for knowledge. So that's interesting. Magician energy on the bottom of the deck. And the main element that we're dealing with in this reading, the focal point is air and logical. And I said that abracadabra breaks down to a 7, which is all about learning and being very analytical and wise and like a teacher. 7 is but it's also spiritual, but It's funny, air. It's funny how they complement one another. So something very logical. The secondary element is water, so it's emotional. Secondary. So thinking about something, we're thinking something through that has an emotional connection. And the tool that we're using in our 7 chakras is going to be the root chakra. We haven't gotten this one in a while. Your foundation, where you feel safe, makes sense, because a 4, we've got a 34, 4 in that is all about stability. So doing something logical in a very strong, foundationally sturdy, grounded way in your root chakra, but it's also very emotional. The lesson that we need to take from this, that is the challenge from the 7 deadly sins, is sloth. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. The Chinese zodiac signs could, because sometimes it could be 2, that are contributing to this energy that will be guiding us along this reading is, I got it again, the pig. This is, the pig's energy is, well, it's the 12th sign in the zodiac. You could be a year of the pig, you don't have to be. Pig's energy is all about wealth, good fortune, honesty, hardworking. The opposite is they can be very naive, snobbish, flaky, indecisive, and lazy. It's where the sloth energy is coming in here. On the opposite, reverse side, the darker side of the pig. Indecisive and lazy. So that's definitely sloth energy. Okay. The numerical energies that we are learning from in this reading in numerology is, again, 1. Pioneer. This is the second reading I've done with pig, and 1 is the pioneer energy, but sloth energy. But it was a different 7 deadly sin that was in it, but it's very interesting how spirit likes to utilize that. So you might be a life path 1. You don't have to be. 1's all about pioneers, the beginning of something, starting something. You could be a natural leader, the birth of all things. This is the beginning of something, which is interesting. There's a lot of past energy here, though, and it's about power. Past energy. Oh, maybe that's why there's a sloth energy here, because we haven't gotten something going because we're stuck in the past. That's interesting. That makes sense. That's just me with not even me delving into this energy. That's what I feel like. It is. Okay. So, past frequency, like I said, this has to do with the past. Something that you had to face your fears or like an awakening to. It could have been very emotional because there's a lot of water in this. And the secondary element that we pulled was emotional. And it has to do with intervals of, and Morning Dew Girl is 13, which breaks down to a 4, which is very solid. And we are talking about the root chakra. So 1 is very innovative, and we pulled the 1 card in numerology. 3 is all about being creativity or maybe communication. And in this awakening, maybe you got some type of information or learned something that allowed you to understand about something about your stability, about your root chakra in the past. And intervals of under my umbrella, number 20, which breaks down to a 2, which is all about balancing something. This is like a relationship of equal give and take, because the bird is giving him a ride and he's giving the bird protection from the rain. So they're helping each other out. Intervals of this. So there was intervals of like some type of a relationship where you felt protected or you felt helped or there was some balance going on there. Some type of balance, some type of equal footing with this past frequency, but it was in intervals. So it wasn't consistent. And maybe that's where the awakening came from, because it wasn't a solid stability. It was in intervals. And that made you consider some things. Bashful, lustful desire, and tiny triumphs. I feel like tiny triumphs is 21. Creativity, communication, could be about community. 2 is very balanced. 1 is all about new beginnings. Bashful is like being shy or pensive or, holding back. It's kind of bordering on sloth energy in that way. Yes, there's a lust. Yes, there's a desire, but it's bashful. That's the first word. And something that you felt small in, because this card is all about perception in feeling small in a situation that you're trying to triumph in, and feeling bigger in a situation when you really are going up against something much bigger, but you have to envision yourself as being the giant. Like this mouse and eagle, the mouse is envisioning themselves as this big, huge, compared to the eagle, when that's not the reality of the situation, but you were bashful about it. Or someone was bashful about it. Something was holding you back or slowing you down, putting you in a sloth energy. And I'm not saying it's bad or good, but something was making you feel like you didn't have because I've got this pioneer energy or natural leader, but something's not adding up. And license to complain came out in reverse. So maybe being grateful for something. This was the card that came out in reverse. Number 7, pure nature. Opposite of this would be not pure nature. Would be impure and not natural. So it would be all about plastic. The opposite of nature. Interesting. But I don't take reversals, but I feel like there's something about this card, because it's 7, so it's something that you learned in a situation, either about yourself or someone else or situation that you thought was very pure of heart or pure in nature, but it wasn't. And for some reason, you didn't complain about it. Or in the situation, it didn't get spoken out on. It was, again, this sloth energy of not, but this has to do with one energy. So you need to be in this pioneer, powerful energy, but something's holding you. Something is preventing you from being in your power. And intercept White Rose of Hope, number 30, which breaks down to a 3, which is all about your creativity or communication. The White Rose is very like the star energy in the tarot, like Aquarius. It can also be about a new beginning, like the Ace of Cups. I feel like your hope or your faith or something about starting something was intercepted. I told you there's some interference that happened. Something got intercepted, maybe in your past, in your south node. Because this is funny, these two cards came out together. Treasured memories, 18, a 1 and an 8. A 1 is all about, again, we keep getting 1 all over the place. Pioneer energy. 8 is all about your abundance. And together they make a 9, which is about elevating through closing out cycles and doing it through sacrifice. South node. You're looking back at yourself, or you're in your south node energy nostalgically. Something like that. Something like you're holding on to something in an energy that you used to be. And that's keeping you kind of stagnant, in a sense. Like these two cards together make the 4 of Cups to me. And this kind of turns us into the 4 of Cups. Because you'd think this is the 6 of Cups. When you add this, it's like the 4 of Cups. Like you're pausing on something. You're looking back and pausing on it in that way. Because something was, I feel like, not necessarily, could have been blocked, could have been intercepted. And that maybe caused you to question something. But you have this desire to have this home wherever you go. You have this desire, and the home in the sky. 41 breaks down to a 5, which is all about change, which is all about adventure. 4 is very stable. And 1, again, 1 energy, pioneer, power. That's your desire. This is who you are, to be this person that can move through change and loves adventure and loves challenges and can find their home anywhere, can find their stability anywhere they go, whether it be job, travel, or home, or whatever it is. You love kind of like fly by the seat of my pants kind of sort of like situations, but they're fun. That's what you really desire. You would just desire more adventure, whatever that is in your life. I feel like you're wanting that. That's who you really are. But something's preventing you from being in that energy, and it's making me mad. And in this reading, I'm feeling very like, almost like, not upset, but I kind of feel frustrated. It's weird. A sight for sore eyes. Day and night, number 1. Again, 1 energy. But this card's about decisions. This card with the day and the night, she's kind of like up in her, I was Princess Leia, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, every time I see this card. And so when you think about that energy, and she's needing help with deciding on how to move, and kind of like in distress. So she's having a distressful decision. This is very much like the Two of Swords in the tarot. But in this card, she's holding the sun here very clearly, and back here is the moon. Behind her is the darkness. In front of her is the light. So she's got all of the answers, or the light is in front of her. She's holding it. So she knows the way. You know the way in this. You just have to make this decision and let go and do it and get in this pioneer energy. Sight for sore eyes. It's about your stability, this root chakra. Doing this logically, because it's going to help you emotionally in this manifestation that you're trying to create in your life, to get out of whatever this slow energy is that's been slowing you down. I hate telling people you're stuck. Nobody's stuck. We're all getting up every day and living our life. But you might feel like you're hung up and you're not going as fast as you want to go, and you're not in the energy that you need to be to make this happen. And interestingly enough, I'm going to get into this sight for sore eyes in just a minute. Interestingly enough, behind this card is the journey, which is the Fool's, which is very much like the Fool's card in the tarot. And this is a 19, again, the 1 and the 9. 1 is all about new beginnings, and the 9 is all about closing out cycles to elevate. Maybe that's what we need to do in this energy. Close out some, whatever this past energy is, where you felt like you were intercepted or blocked or kept from beginning something, and you're caught up in the past and whatever that is. But you want to take this new journey. You want to go on this new beginning, this new adventure. You're trying to manifest this energy here. And I really feel like it's going to happen for you. When you do, it's going to put you on top in this Queen Bee energy, which is an 11, which is a master number 11, which is very intuitive, can be very psychic, and is all about 1 and 2 energy. So it's all about new beginnings and being like a visionary and doing it with a lot of balance and cooperation. And I feel like you're going to get there in this, but I want to see, so the sight for sore eyes, sight for sore eyes. You know, there's a lot of past energy here. We've got South Node and past frequency. And when you see somebody, you go, you haven't seen in a long time, we say, wow, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? So this could be pertaining to a person that you haven't seen in a while, who was near and dear to you, or it could just be a situation in the past that was near and dear to you. There's a decision. There's something about this past situation that's a sight for sore eyes. It's logical, but it's got an emotional attachment to it. So this water is a secondary energy, and it has to do with your stability. So it could just be something that you experienced that messed with you psychologically in a way, and you're having to, like, you're stepping into the light from this, whatever was holding you back. You're hung up in that sight for sore eyes. You're going to see it, and it's going to be like a sight for sore eyes, because it's going to be like your old self coming back into reality, and you're going to be like, man, where have you been? You're a sight for sore eyes, referring to your old self that doesn't necessarily mean like the way it's something happened to you where you used to be like very like a go-getter, and you used to be all about, you know, cultivating things and starting things and loving to be in this energy, but something in your past stopped you from being that way. And you're going to see this, and it's going to be like a sight for sore eyes, because you're going to remember the Lion King. Remember who you are. I don't know what that's coming through. But I feel like you need to remember where you come from, and whatever it was that gave you this awakening about your fears that wasn't stable, because it was coming in intervals, and made you kind of not step up to the plate in a successful way. It had to do with a situation where you didn't speak up on something, where you thought it presented itself in a pure way, when in actuality there was something not pure about it. Something like that. There was something that didn't present itself the right way, and it didn't get dealt with. And that's where your hang up is, and it affected your root chakra. It affected your stability. It affected the way that you move in your world, and whatever that was. Something, it could have been something that was presented to you to look one way when it really wasn't. Or you convince yourself that it was this way and it wasn't. You could have been kidding yourself. We all do that, because you want so desperately to believe in this pure nature, this pure energy. But it did come in reverse. So yeah, I feel like it has something to do with some type of a partnership, whether it be platonic or or romantic, where there was a back and forth and some type of an art of seduction. Not exactly, but that maybe, again, my phone is, somebody put you on tilt, man, because my phone keeps tilting back and forth. Something that you thought was just on the up and up, was pure, wasn't, because this came in reverse. And maybe it was more like this, like telling you, business or platonic, whatever that was, community, home, family, telling you, whispering in your ear things that sounded really good when in actuality it wasn't. And you kind of knew that, and you didn't complain about it. You didn't speak up on it. You didn't push back. You didn't stand up for yourself. And that's why you feel stranded. But now you have this knowledge that you've learned from these relationships, and you're going to move forward now in strength. You're going to get it back. You're going to get your power back. You're going to get your power back. Maybe that's why I got that burn. I got burned from it. Maybe it has to do with, you got burned in a situation, and legend has to do with something in the past. Maybe it feels legendary, whatever, however you got burned. But that's caused you to kind of hold back. But you have to step into that leadership, that the energy that you have, because that's who you truly are. And it's going to lead to a lot of good fortune. And potentially wealth, and just good energy as a whole is going to come your way in this flower spirit. This is all about friendly energy. So, happy community, happy relationships, and joyfulness, and new beginnings, new approaches. So I definitely think you'll do it. You just have to take the first step. And it's hard. It's really hard. Whatever happened to you, it's going to make you stronger. And I feel like it's hard. I feel this energy, and you just got to take those steps, and don't hold so much over yourself, or don't, the word I'm looking for is, don't be your own worst critic. Just do it. Just take that first step, even if it's a baby step, even if it's like, well, I don't feel like I really did anything. Keep moving forward and away from this sloth energy. Any kind of movement, any kind of progress is good, because that's going to build momentum into this magician. This is going to help with your manifestations and your creativity, and it's going to get you back on track. So it may start up maybe slow going, and maybe you feel like, well, I want to see the results because I know what I'm capable of deep down inside. But right now, you're going to have to go it a little bit slower than normal. That famous expression, the tortoise and the hare, and the slow and steady wins the race. So you'll get your racing legs back, but you have to train, like anything else. And as you're doing that, your manifestations will start to come into fruition, and you'll get there. And you'll be the sight for sore eyes that you haven't seen in a while, and you'll wake up and look in the mirror and be like, I'm back. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's nighttime here, and wherever you are, I hope you're safe. And thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this reading, please like it, share it if you want to. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this, you like what you see so far, please subscribe. Love to have you. Hope to see you again. Bye.